just trying to play around with that light.
I'm gonna try getting the posters posted. I mean, I'll print it out this weekend.
Oh, it's okay.
I'm gonna do it through Office Max because I don't want to waste the ink on that.
No.
It's gonna be like a smorgasbord.
It's good because what is it? Office Depot or is it Max?
I think it's Office Max or Office Depot. Or
Office Max. They charge like, I think black and white copies are like 8 or 10 cents, and then color I think is like 15. So it's still not bad.
Yeah, no, I mean I'll get them in color. So our team is gonna build not build a wall like Trump was saying, but add like posters on here. It's still under construction. I made the down payment for it.
We had a fan / friend who
my guitarist Ryan from BTI.
Yep. He made a very, very good suggestion. He said, "Why don't you decorate that just bland ass closet back there?" I'm like, you know what?
Behind my bland ass.
I'm like, that's actually not a bad idea for you guys who don't know, and we're weirdly jumping into this, but for those who don't know, this is filmed in my room. This is my room. This is where I work. I've got all the music stuff, and we kind of just change this into like an improv / podcast.
You keep seeing the closet.
But the closet, we can definitely do something to fancy that up. He suggested to put like old show posters, and I have tons of set lists. If you have set lists. I
don't have set lists, but I'll just put show posters.
Okay, yeah, that works. And now that you're in fucking 4 bands,
it's 3, damn it,
40 bands.
Oh yeah, Danktastic Duran Fest. Yeah.
Huh? Oh, what's going on? Hey, guys, welcome to Shreddy Bois. Another fantastic episode. Hopefully.
Hey.
What a wonderful kind of day.
Oh my! What you can?
Where we can all laugh and play. Get along with each other.
You got the lyrics wrong, but anyways, how you been, Mike?
Hey,
hey,
I just read it. It's just a loop. I've been doing all right, man. I'm gonna tell you, your life has been immensely more interesting than mine. Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ, man. Since the last thing, I've gone to like a couple shows, but. Nothing compared to what you've been doing. Jesus.
Playing shows.
You've been playing shows left and right.
Yeah, I know, it's been nuts. I mean, as of recording this, it's been 3 sick ones so far, which...
What was the one that at the coffee house?
Oh, that was...
when was that?
That was February 16th.
Okay.
A week before, I actually opened up with a sick touring package called, which is Sulfur... Mental Cruelty, Ghost Bath, and Extermination Dismemberment. I got all the names now.
I can't remember if we talked about it on the episode, or maybe the episode came, or we recorded it before.
We recorded it before, where I said, "Hey, I'm going to be playing here and there."
Okay.
But
cool,
yeah, no, this is the aftermath.
Fresh. That episode's that idea is fresh.
It's still fresh. I played. That was actually my first show with Beheading the Icon, the Ashbury Coffee House. It was pretty sick. That place got packed.
Dude,
a whole lot.
So I actually went, guys. Woo! I went to a show. No, I am trying to go to more. The idea is going to be trying to spread the good word of the Shreddy Bois. So we went to the show. You were there you had been there for a while. I went, and I was so confused.
Yeah, I mean, I also want to just give out a few shout outs to a couple of the bands, Tub Girl, Noise Violation, and I can't remember the rest. I think it's Tub Girl, Noise Violation, and then there was Awaken Providence and Rose of the Mize. There you go, our homies. How can I forget them as well?
Oh man, it's so like I pulled up and I'm like, surely I couldn't see or hear any like music going on. I went in the cafe, and then it was just a cafe, but there was metalheads. I'm like, okay, I'm in the right place.
You're in the right place, but you just had to go upstairs, and that's pretty cool, though.
I started hearing the music, and I'm like, oh, okay, they were in between songs.
They're in between songs, and dude, but no, that small room got packed. The stage was so cramped, too.
Oh, dude, it was a claustrophobic nightmare, but... was mostly like, holy crap, look at all of these youths, all of these young people coming out for metal. And well, I mean, you know, what would you say mostly the vibe was, you know, in terms of like genre? Was it just all?
It was I know one band was like more like sludge punk, which was Noise Violation. Tub Girl was more like, Tub Girl is like the actual embodiment of a one-man grindcore band, but it's two people, literally. Like,
so sludge, grindcore.
Grindcore. I mean, grindcore is very, you know, I guess like, the way you describe it, I mean, you know, you have like bands like Exhumed, but then you have hardcore bands slapping the name grindcore with it. Yeah, but then, you know, you had metalcore, which is Rose of the Mise. Awakened Providence was like a death metal band. They did cover Crystal Mountain, but they were missing one guitar player. It was still sick. But I was just like, yeah, it just sounded a little empty, you know. But hey, that was pretty cool though.
What are you gonna do? You definitely need two guitar players.
Yeah, I'm not throwing myself into this time, okay?
But it's funny. I went there, right? And I'm like, okay, it's good upstairs. But because it was a cafe, because I saw children, I'm like, oh, there's not going to be any alcohol here. So I immediately ordered a coffee.
No, there was, but yeah,
well,
you just so
I know that now.
I mean, there is obviously, if you're of age, you can buy some there. But yeah, no, it's crazy. You know, when you're talking about there's so much youth, when you're going through the pit, it's like everyone trying to, you know, you're just making your way there, and I'm like, wow, man, I'm gonna get like pushed everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like, oh man, I'm literally just. It's like these people are feathers. I could just steamroll through these people.
Dude. Yeah, that was funny. I'm like, all right, here we go.
But at the same time,
and then there was like a bunch of pillows, like people throwing pillows at you.
No, but it just reminds me. I was like, man, is that how light I felt like when I was clashing towards other people at that age? Like, holy shit. But no, it's pretty dope. It gave me a bit of a Claus Rockfest vibe. I mean, only it was much smaller and claustrophobic, but you know. Yeah, no, it was that. I enjoyed the crap out of it.
I enjoyed it too. What was the next one after
that? Was
played?
Yeah, West Chicago Social Club with Sulfur and all the other bands that I just named. That one was an incredible night. I will tell you that. We were the first band to go up, and by the time we went on, there was already a crowd of people there. And I'll probably like throw a clip of us playing. But yeah, you know, it was pretty fucking dope. The vocalist of Mental Cruelty introduced himself to us. They came all the way from Germany. Wow. Extermination came from Belarus. Ghostbath was from America, and then Sulfur was also from the US. But
how was the turnout?
It was fucking amazing. It was big. A lot of people were there. I mean, that was the first night I've listened to these bands.
I almost went to that one, man.
You missed out, because I'm gonna tell you this, like, Ghostbath was a black metal band. I'm like, wow, I got to open up for a black metal band. Yeah, that's amazing. And obviously, Extermination Dismemberment's more of a slam death metal band from Belarus. Their drummer was also dope as hell. He came up to me, he's like, bro, yo, that was brutal. I'm like, hey. It's always those interactions, you know, like these guys maybe like, you know, coming from like across the world to tour and shit, but you know, they're very humble musicians, being like, hey, dude, that was a sick job, keep going and everything.
Oh yeah,
but dude, honestly, I think
one of the best moments of my life was when Central Disorder opened up for Allegion,
and then you got to.
Greg came up to me, he's like, hey man, good set, you guys sounded great. And I was like,
yeah, no, the thing was,
he shook my hand. I was like,
I thought you said he sucked my hand. I was like, whoa, okay. But okay, so that was my first time seeing all those bands. I think Mental Cruelty stole the show that night because they got a freaking encore, and they were not the headliner band. I was just like, holy fucking shit. But yeah, they're incredible. Their vocalist just has like the filthiest like vocals of the century. I was like every time I was listening, I'm like, yeah, that's some filthy vocals.
Man, I love a good vocalist.
Yeah, and then after that was we did a little music video shoot house show with South Arsenal.
So I didn't go to that one because my computer was having a meltdown.
Oh, right. I remember that. Yeah.
So I was editing something
that's to come
that I almost said something about just now.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Like, shut up.
I was working on something.
How about this? I'll just say it. It's a future cover. I'm not gonna tell you what song it is, but he was editing it, and then for some reason it was crashing.
It was not working on me, and I was going through all of my drivers trying to update stuff, and I kind of like almost bricked my computer.
I'm actually helping figuring it out as well because I'm having a little bit of issues troubleshooting it, but I mean, it should be out sometime this month, maybe or maybe early next month. That's it. But I'm not gonna.
I would love it to come out this month, but
classified.
I mean, we'll see. But yeah, it was bad, and I'm like, look, this is no longer about the cover. I want to make sure we're good for our interview the next day with a guest that you will see on the show later. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure everything was good because I'm like, this is a nightmare.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, no, that show was fucking wild too. I'm gonna throw a clip over here because
yeah, man,
it was a freaking wild place. The basement looked pretty sick. It was pretty claustrophobic. I mean, it was a damn house, you know. But First Step played there. We actually closed it up. So it was 1837, South Arsenal, and then First Step. And yeah, you know, a lot of people just stuck around for the set. You know, we had the time of our lives.
Dude, all of the clips just looked amazing. I'm like,
yeah,
shit.
And honestly, like this is like the first time I played at a house show since I was like freaking 7. Actually, I didn't really play at. I only played like one small house show. There's no video of this on the internet, so you won't be able to find it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
No, actually would have been but that was like a very long time ago. Not that many people went, but this one, it's like, man, I'm like, so this is how everyone playing house shows like back in my high school years felt. You know, all those people in the same room. Dude. It's like, I felt like I was in high school again, and I'm 29.
Dude, the atmosphere was crazy.
Yeah, no, it was just fucking nuts. You know, like I was like, God damn.
Yeah, it was insane.
Yeah, by the way, huge shout out to Flavio for letting us be in a part of it. There should be a music video out soon as well. At some point, I don't know actually, but
at some point.
I'm gonna be in it. So I was gonna put a fourth wall break and be like, look, it's Mike from Shreddy. Mike from Shreddy Bois was there, but well, hey, you know, there's always next time. After that, I played at a brewery last Friday. That was also pretty cool too. The sound system was amazing.
There. Yeah.
And also, shout out to Death From Within. That was actually their very first show. And they were fucking tight. I thought they've been playing shows for like a while. And I was like, have you guys been around for the longest or something? They're like, no, that was their first show. I'm like, wow. You guys sounded spot on. Dude, even the vocalist was like, oh, I think I like messed up in a few parts. I'm like, dude, I couldn't hear it. It sounded, you made it sound like you were just on point like the whole time, you know?
Yeah, what is up with these bands that have never played a show or have never released an album or an EP and then just coming out like just swinging?
Yeah, like they came out swinging strong. I was just like, holy, like this is the first time I heard of these guys, and I'm like, man, and they're really cool dudes too. I got to talk to them as well. Dude. They were actually supporting Beheading the Icon at the West Chicago show, so it's pretty dope that, you know, we're band buddies now.
God, I remember an example of the opposite, if you remember correctly, when we were at Magoo's for that festival, that metal festival.
Oh, that's actually about to be a year. It's about to be it's
about to be a year.
It's officially a year since we played at Fabulous Fabian Fest and then the Magoo's Fest as of this.
The Magoo's thing though, I remember some new band opened it up, and God, it took like an hour and a half, hour 45 of like sound checking because no one was sound checking the band. And
oh yeah,
you remember that?
I showed up. No, like I showed up literally like with the moment they were about to be done. I'm like, wow, that was quick. And then you're like, no. I'm like,
it was not.
Yeah, they pushed it back, and that so it was pretty dope. You know, we gotta meet some sick, you know, musicians.
We gotta hang
and shit.
out with a lot of cool people.
Yeah, a lot of cool people. But the one thing is that we were like second to last, and I was beginning to fall asleep. Same thing with Bobby. Like we were just like drained. You know,
we were done.
And I mean, we even met Cannibal Abortion. Well, I mean, I kind of been knowing them a little bit. Well, Rodrigo at the time, but everyone else who got to.
We also initially thought about having them on the show, and then they
pretty
came
much
on the show, which is
pretty. It was pretty fucking sick. You know that they were playing them slaps like dun 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 dun. Both you and Fabian were doing that. That was a good time, smashing good time. But yeah, no, that's what I've been up to. I mean,
I really want to go to your next show at the Cobra Lounge. You know?
Yeah, so there's I was about to get to that too. So as of this episode coming up, actually Cobra Lounge goes down 2 days before this episode drops.
Yeah, so this is weird future past.
Yeah, future past. So this Friday, because it's Wednesday, the 13th, I will be playing in South Bend, Indiana, throwing flyer now, and then after that show is Cobra Lounge, and then there's another one on the 31st, which is
goddamn.
Yeah, there's 3 more to go.
Oh, you can plug the 31st one.
Yeah, no, I'll plug the 31st one. You're gonna hear me talk about. You're just gonna hear me yapping about the 31st, and there's 2 more in April as well. I'll talk about them some other time maybe.
Dude,
but
you have become Fabian.
Yeah, I mean it's Recognition Fest, and then there's the one on the 13th that I'm playing. And potentially a 420 show. Nothing announced just yet, but 420, bruh. But yeah, there's just a whole lot happening, and
that's good.
It's just like, damn, dude. Like March is like 5. Yeah, this is literally like 5 shows in March, and it's crazy.
It is crazy, dude.
But yeah, aside from all that, good news. We've had some crazy, funny updates and some drama unfolding. Because I'm in the little hardcore grindcore scene or whatever.
It's funny. Before you go into that, I just literally right before you came up, they announced Blue Ridge Festival 2024.
I saw that. I'm like, you guys are doing this again. No,
we can cover this later. I just wanted to
no.
Well,
I'm gonna say this. I hope it's not a fucking hazard like it was this year. Because not this year. Last year's was terrible, and I wonder if they got the refunds too. I don't know. Apparently, people.
No, a lot of people did not get their refunds.
Well, there you go. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't go. Personally.
What do you think is the most expensive ticket that you can buy at Blue Ridge Comedy Fest 2024, Brian?
$300.
$2,000.
$2,000 to pass out from dehydration and be out in the storm
and shit on the grass where you're standing because there's no porta potties.
Yeah, not only that, there was not enough porta potties, not enough
food.
2 water stations. People were leaving.
Yeah,
like people
and
quit.
People couldn't leave because of all of the traffic going out to leave.
And then there was a storm. But yeah, no, it was a mess. Even the Tank made a whole video on that.
All of the employees basically went on strike and just left.
and good. Like I mean they because there is no way you're gonna be putting them through like terrible working conditions and expect them to run like no. Even
and
they were expressing complaints and safety hazards. But I don't know. I think it's gonna be shit if it does. I mean. Either it's going to be complete shit or it's going to be mid. I don't think it'll be good. I doubt it.
No, and obviously, from an artist perspective, you got to see the fiasco from far away if you've never played it. If you have played it, there's no way that those same people are signing up for 2024. They're staying away very far.
Yeah, because...
Dude, I'm so glad. First of all, let me say I'm so glad I didn't go because that was one of the early... Death Clock shows that were booked when they started coming back.
I also wanted to see Job for a Cowboy.
Yeah,
I wanted to go, but I'm like, you know what? I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah, holy crap! Am I glad I didn't? I'd be so angry.
I would too. But, I would too, definitely.
Yeah, sorry. I just thought that was funny. But
yeah, but all right, let's go into metal news.
Metal news.
Where do I start? With everyone's favorite power metal lol cow, Winter Sun. There has been an update, and we always keep getting updates about this. Yeah, a lot of updates. So time to the pre-order has dropped on March 1st. Do you want to know how much that thing costs?
How much, Brian?
around like $60 on Indiegogo. But for the price of $60, you apparently get like the digital digital album art, unreleased Winter Sun songs, like 5 hours worth. And I'm like, watch this be the next because I'm gonna get to that part as well. You get time 2, and I heard the previews. They sound great. Like, it sounds great, but the thing is, when I heard it, it killed. No, like, I heard the previews. Everything sounds amazing, but it killed the excitement for me because of everything that's been going on. So when I was watching the video, I'm like, I'm not excited. I'm not hyped. If this was a lot sooner, then probably if none of the whole, if a lot of the scandals they've were doing didn't go down, I would be ecstatic. But I'm not. I'm just like, it sounds good. I'm acknowledge it, but I'm not excited. I'm not like, oh my god, like, no.
No, you've kind of tarnished that.
It's like the excitement has been tarnished,
Yeah.
And you want to know what the next step from here is? 4 more albums. And then it's still kind of insulting how he calls the studio that they have a semi-studio. And I'm like, you still have a fucking studio to produce your music. And
also, you have a sauna.
Yeah, that too. And like, they still got a studio, that same studio where they probably mixed and mastered time 2 for the past decade, which is still stupid. Like, you managed to produce, mix and master Winter Sun in 2004, but for some reason you can't do it for time 2 because it still sounds just as similar as the other 2 sound. Like, they're still amazing songs, but I'm like, this is still, I mean, the production is great, but but at the same time, you could have just done this 10 years, like almost 10 years ago. Like, well, I don't know.
I remember reading a bunch of comments because the update, the update you're talking about specifically is Yari finally went on YouTube, and he's like,
to fucking address it.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to explain everything that has been going on in Winter Sun pre-order, which we should have not called it pre-order
or crowdfund campaign. So he made a response video to describe the 4 Seasons crowdfunding campaign and all the other ones. Because look, all of them, even though he did say they were supposed to go to the 4 Seasons, I'm like, they were still going to that super studio for time 2.
Yeah,
it was all leading up to where we're at right now. But the thing about it is, had you made up that video 5 years ago and explained exactly what's going on, you would have saved yourself the reputational damage, the tarnished excitement that a lot of me and like some of the fans, because I know that there's still some that are like so fucking happy and hyped that are they're finally getting time 2. But as for me, it's like okay, the wait's finally over, we're officially getting it, but I'm not excited. I'm not like, I
just remember
thrilled
watching it and him being like, first campaign was good success, but it wasn't enough money, so we went on tour. That's just and see, that's what pisses me off. It's like I took out numerous loans.
But apparently the studio that you were supposed to build, yet you had a freaking like form that had everything accounted for. I'm like, what were you expecting? A massive like building or corporation or some shit?
Yeah, Winter Sun Inc.
Winter Sun Records, like a Metal Blade Records or some shit. That's just the thing. I'm over here like, you're saying that you got from each of them like €250, but you got 215,000 euro
plus.
And I'm like, that's still a lot of money.
At the end of the day, you and I are fans of a lot of YouTubers, Brian, musical YouTubers, who are able to accomplish so much with a desktop.
Like I said,
from their apartment, from their room in their apartment.
These days, you can literally make your own stuff out of, and like, maybe you would want that a high level quality of studio, but you could still like drop bangers from your own little home and everything. I don't know what this guy needs to actually get everything.
And you know what, we are going on repetitive territory here. But they have a fucking label.
They have a fucking label. The technology is there.
They could go there and record with a guy who will help them the best that he possibly can.
Look, they're trying to go the independent route, and I get that, but I'm pretty sure they can make all that money that they spend back just by being under that label, because a lot of people love Winter Sun still, despite all the scandals and controversy. A lot of people still love these guys, but that's just the thing. I'm not saying hate them, but it's just like, bro, like when it's very diluted. It's like, do some critical thinking when you're putting that, you know, when you're actually fueling this dude's fire, because the way he said, yeah, it's a semi-studio. That's like, so you're insulting your own fans who gave you that studio. It's saying like, thanks guys, but that's not enough. It's like, what are you, some sort of fucking like, what's it called? E-girl?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm financially shaming your fans.
It's not even a good e-girl either.
Yeah, it's a terrible one.
But that's what. So the rest of the video was him being like, "We should have never called it crowdfunding campaign. We should have called it something else." Because
we should have called it something different. But yet it's still a crowdfunding campaign, just with a different name on it.
Yeah,
it's not a crowdfunding campaign though, guys. It's like,
but it's like whatever. You know, the video happened. It didn't really do anything. He's like, new pre-order for Time 2 is now available for, you know, purchase.
Yeah, I mean, you still have me and like the other people laughing at him and being like, it's been a crazy 6 months, guys. I'm like, crazy 6 months?
But here's the
12,
thing.
18 if you've been waiting since 2006.
Yeah. Yes. But here's the thing, Brian, right? So that first video came out literally the day before the album. I think two or three days later, he released another update. He's like, guys, we not only hit a new record with you know.
See, the thing is, he keeps updating, saying like, oh, yeah, we hit a new record, guys.
Yeah.
Guys, we're still hitting a new record. And then it just update after update after update.
They got their goal. They got even more money on top of this. They took a product that was already paid for, essentially, and were able to make even more money off of that product.
So the question is, why don't you just fucking release it already after you broke the goal? Like, that's also the thing, too. It's like, I mean, you would have to wait till August 30th. Yeah, I know, it's not physical, but August 30th is when it comes out. But I'm like... Yeah. So you're going to be milking... So basically, you're going to be milking people from now until August 30th with FOMO. Yeah.
And with tons of bullshit that most people don't even care about. Like, I don't care about just the orchestral tracks that you use in the background for each song.
Yeah, and then it's the 5 hours of unreleased Winter Sun songs that.
Oh boy, how incomplete are those?
I'm telling you, they're gonna be in the next 4 albums that they just announced.
Probably.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, guys, I need a better studio to mix and master these next 5. I could see it like. I see it coming. It's literally going to be... There's going to be more to come after this. This is not going to be it. It's not going to stop here.
It's very shameless at this point.
It's shameless grifting.
Honestly, at this point, I mean, unless something crazy happens, it's just...
Like them actually releasing their stuff on time?
Yeah, well...
No, I don't care. Like I said...
But that's the update. And so that was the second update. He's like, oh, great success. I don't know why I'm doing like a Borat voice, but he kind of has, that like...
Great success,
that European,
guys.
Like, oh, we worked so hard together. We did this together. It's been... of 11 years, when it hasn't been 11 years or whatever.
It's been like 18.
But he's been releasing a video like now, updates like every 2 days or something. So now from the first video to now, there are like 10 update videos. Yeah, literally. And I just stopped watching them because I'm like, this isn't really, I don't care anymore about this. It was shocking. And then we got the ultimate Time 2, here's the pre-order for that. And then that's really what fueled the last episode. Thank you for watching it, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
It did very well. It's like one of our top performing Shreddy Bois episodes. So, but yeah, that's where we're at. That's the Winter Sun update. Unless you got something else.
Right.
With Winter Sun. But
no, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Now on to the next little rabbit hole we're gonna be dabbling into. Probably this will probably just be a one-off unless there's more stupid updates about this. But
stupid updates. Brought to you by Shreddy Bois.
It's very stupid. I'm pretty sure a lot of you are up to speed with what's been going on with the Escuela grind, But for those who don't, and the way this all started was just it was kind of goofy. Well, not goofy, but I'm just... So, around, like, the time that I was playing my first show with Beheading the Icon, this goes till February, right? Escuela Grind, their guitarist, parts ways with, or they part ways, right? But it was due to him airing out safety concerns, and I'm like, well, what kind of safety concerns was he talking about? I didn't really look into it until my guitarist Ryan told me, yeah, so he was just talking about like protecting their hearing, because I guess he was getting tinnitus from like the loud noise, so maybe they wanted to. He was making suggestions on protecting your hearing, which is fucking important, right?
And, is that important?
I'm
so fucking deaf.
Yeah, I mean, important to me, not to him. Ignore the deaf man here. But okay, they were saying that he was killing the vibe just by saying that, and I'm like, you're gonna be tripping over someone recommending wearing earplugs. I mean, if you don't want to wear them, by all means don't. I'll be the one. I'm like, you just. Yeah, I'll still be able to hear. You won't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's totally up to you, right? But kicking out someone just for recommending it, like, I think that's a bit of a stretch. And then but it didn't just stop there. There was more. Their former driver. Tour driver was also has also come forward with allegations of sexual assault and harassment from their former touring manager, I should add. Toxic work environment from the bands. They were treating her like shit the whole time, and she even said that they would always like be preaching how they're supporting the girls, the gays, and the theys when they really don't.
Yeah,
they're just posing off as pro-activism when they're really not. They're apparently pieces of shit, according to the driver. And then on top of that, they also responded saying, "How dare you fucking say that about us? We've treated you with the most wholehearted respect." God. And they're like, so they were deflecting, but then a lot of people are actually, especially Vitriol. I think their bassist from the band was commented on the touring their tour driver's post and saying, "Dude, what the hell? You're like the coolest person I've ever met. I wish you the best." And I'm like, okay, well, if you have other people, literally, vouching for her, know something's fucking wrong. And then after that, the band wasn't really responding too much to everything that was going on. I mean, they were even trying to make it seem like they're like, "We wish the best for our former guitarist and all that." He gave it all of his energy, but I'm like, okay, but yet you're saying he was killing the vibe for trying to protect your hearing. So okay, there was that, right? And then the ex-tour manager also came out, because he also left afterwards. Yeah, so he was still their tour manager, and then he quits after the American tour, and then also airs out his stuff, because they were also, I forgot to say, they were saying like a bunch of inappropriate sex jokes towards them and being very like verbally abusive to them. And the driver was, especially the tour manager, he was saying that they were making jokes about him getting pegged and all these like uncomfortable sex jokes, like, and he even kept saying that he was airing out like how he was uncomfortable, with those jokes. Can you not say that? And they just kept going and going. They were basically going like, you're being a pussy, you're stop being, like just making fun of him for not taking the joke well. But I'm like, okay, here's the thing. It's all like, all fun and jokes, right? When you're like roasting each other and stuff. But when someone is expressing that they don't like what you're saying, or hey, that's not cool,
that's when you stop.
That's when you stop. This is why, boundaries fucking exist in everything, and you should always have like treat everyone with the utmost respect. Yeah, sure, it's one thing to joke around when you get, when it's one thing to joke around with your buddies, but when it's like a professional, touring manager and like coworkers in a professional sense,
you're still just technically in a workplace.
Yeah, you're still technically in the workplace. You got to be appropriate and cordial to everyone and not make them feel uncomfortable. Because sometimes it's like you don't really know these people as well.
Yeah,
and it's like, and if you're gonna be continuing to treat them like that, no one's gonna want to work with you. And everyone on the internet just continues to dunk on this band. Because I'm over here like, okay, why is this keep reoccurring? And a lot of people are just constantly dogpiling on Escuela Grind. And I'm like, is it really that bad? And it's fucking bad. But then he also says that that the allegations of him like sexually assaulting or harass the driver were not fully true. He said that, it kind of seemed like, they had a little thing going on. Maybe he might have overstepped his boundaries, but he was sorry for however he made her feel uncomfortable in that. And he was always trying to vouch for her as well. Because he even confirmed himself that they were treating her like shit, and they were even planning on leaving her stranded in another state, which is very fucking shitty.
Yeah.
And then I forgot to mention that Escuela Grind are posing off. They're posers. They're posing like middle class. They're posing as a middle class band, but in reality, they're rich kids with a fucking trust fund. How fucking cringe is that? You're a fucking rich kid trying to pose, for as a.
There's sometimes you just like. You can't help where you came from one way or the other.
Right.
But then that's a whole different thing when you're trying to pretend like...
I'm one of you guys. I'm just like you. And it's like, no, you're wealthy and we're not.
And you probably never had to actually get a job.
And probably, you probably paid your way to the top. Literally, because a lot of...
There are some examples of that.
Yeah, there's a lot of good examples of that. But, that's just the thing. It's so fucking cringy. Now, and I think they're currently touring Europe, but they're still getting dunked on. And then the band responded with, so this was our first time doing a tour and hiring a crew for the first time. Yeah, we fucked up, but we learned. I'm like,
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I'm like, you could have learned the first time people were telling you, hey, maybe you should cool it with your, with your fucking attitude or whatever the fuck you're doing to them, but you didn't. And it's like, did you learn? Did you really learn? You could have learned a long time ago. I don't know, man. Like this is.
I wonder if any of this has affected their shows. Like are less people going or
that's a good question because I know they did like a 6-week tour in the U.S. Now they're in Europe. But I don't know. Like it's pretty fucking insane. I'm like, wow, I didn't think it was that.
Is it still happening?
It's still happening. No, yeah, I think they're still out on the road.
On.
Yeah, but I don't. But that's the thing. Are people supportive or are people just going there to dunk on them? Because they could also, they could potentially be the Richard Benson of the hardcore scene where everyone throws tomatoes.
Yeah, that could be so much worse. It's just everybody going up.
Everyone's just going just to laugh at you and be like, yeah, hey, could you still hear us, you deaf fucks? It's like, how does it like to be wealthy pretending you're a middle class person? Like, it's just so cringe. I'm like, I didn't know that. But when I was watching videos like talking about this, I'm like, holy shit, what? Yeah. They're rich kids posing up as middle class?
Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, that's so All funny. Of it is very funny and ironic. And
it really is.
It's weird. Usually in these type of situations, usually don't get bands that are like pretending to be good. It's usually a band is a piece of shit and they pull a piece of shit move and everyone is calling out that piece of shit move. But here it's just
it's this thing just has layers and I'm pretty sure there's gonna be more in the future as time goes on. They said that they learned. Let's see how well they learned. That's one thing because that's a thing to look out because every single week, even up until like last week, as of recording this, like first week of March, there was still more Escuela Grind shit, and I'm like, man, it just never fucking ends.
Dog piles.
It's just endless dog piles, and it's funny. I was like, man, this is. I was like, I'm like, I can't believe I almost missed this because I was just like, I never listened to this band before. I've heard the name.
It's beautiful. I was worried when we first started this show. I'm like, oh, how entertaining can us talking about metal be every week? But then, like, literally, we just get endless supplies of things to talk. Like, did you know that the drummer of Sepultura just quit to go drum for fucking Slipknot, So it's like, there's so much
and they're breaking up, too.
Yeah.
That's all for Escuela Grind.
Sepultura was on their farewell tour.
They quit.
And the dude just, nope.
I'm going to go join. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to end this farewell escapade soon and join Slipknot. And then there was, so that's pretty much it for Escuela Grind.
Oh!
But there's that one hardcore band with...
I have to finish that thought. I'm sorry.
Oh,
okay.
Go ahead.
So,
I'm going to remove this real quick.
The Sepultura guy quit and he joined Slipknot. Now, do you remember Jay, who was in Slipknot?
Yeah.
He joined Suicidal Tendencies.
Yeah.
And then now the Suicidal Tendencies drummer is finishing up the tour with Sepultura.
It's like a love triangle.
It's a triangle.
It's a
guys.
love triangle. Conspiracy, I think not.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Yeah. Illuminati confirmed. Dude,
so
it's just so funny.
That's fucking hilarious. But what was I talking about just now?
You were talking about a hardcore band.
Yeah, so there was also another hardcore band. This one's a quick one.
Okay.
I actually caught it from Nick Nocturnal's channel, but apparently the vocalist, and I forgot the name of the band, but I'll probably put it on here. Okay. Their vocalist admitted to apparently switching pre-workout for some other supplement that, like, I think it's supposed to be used for like sex change, possibly. I forgot the name of it. It's probably gonna be on here, but. Because one of the band members works out and all, you know, I do as well. But instead of using pre-workout, he was replacing it with another type of like supplement, well, not a supplement, like some type of drug, intentional. And this is why. Okay. So the vocalist had a thing for said member's girlfriend, and he wanted to look manly and one up him. Apparently, so he ended up putting, I forgot the name of it, but I was like, you know what, I have to bring it up because it's fucking insane. Like it's like you're trying to steal homeboy's girl by making him look like and he's muscular, he's inferior by I don't know the term, but yeah, he's just inferior by proxy, I guess. But I'm just like, and I think it's also pretty illegal that he did that too, because he was technically quote unquote drugging him because they were feeling like shit. Their muscles were like, you know, they were thinning out a little bit as well. I don't know exactly what was going on, but they were negatively affected by this. I think they had to go to a doctor for that as well because they detected it. And the guy also worked I think he worked maybe at a GNC or a supplier that, you know, gives out protein. Yeah. So yeah, instead of giving him the, you know, pre-workout, he was saying like, yeah, here's the pre-workout and with something different. It's like, fucked up.
That's like meme level, like messing with somebody.
Yeah, and it's just like all because you wanna up him as a man, I guess, which is like, bro, you know, there's a million other girls out there. You can just find one yourself instead of trying to take your homie's girl. And then honestly, like that, yeah, this is probably the worst way to do your own boy like that, man. It's fucked up.
Horrible.
But at least they kicked them out because it was. Even the messages that were on there, they're pretty unhinged.
My God.
They should press charges because it's fucking dangerous. You know what if they fucking died? You know,
go to the doctor. I mean, that's worth at least the price of going to the doctor.
Yeah, and it's fucking insane. Like holy shit, dude. I'm like, it's like there's a Squella grind and then there's this, and I'm like, what the fuck?
There's no shortage, baby. No shortage.
Now I'm just like, you know what? It's a good thing I'm currently not taking pre-workout right now because I'm fucking scared that someone's gonna try to, you know, make me seem inferior. But then again, I'm single, so I shouldn't be worried about it. But still, just imagine.
You have like a locking like pad on your whey protein.
Yes, I do. I'm gonna do that from now on. I mean, unless it might be someone I may have knocked down in the pit and they want to just, you know, one up me by dropping me to the floor, but no, that's just fucked up. I was just like, what? I've never, like, God. If I have a friend who supplies me with like supplements for the low or for the free, I'm gonna get them tested now because I'm like, what the fuck?
My God. That's horrible.
It's horrible. It's horrible and it's cringe because it's just like he got exposed for it, and it must now everyone is like, man, you're fucking pathetic for that,
dude. That's Jesus Christ.
It's like you can't get a girl, so you try stealing your friend's girl by doing, you know, your boy in the worst way possible. That's fucking cringe.
That's like, God, that's like almost like, what do they call it when like all the anthrax stuff was going on? That's like almost like disease warfare almost.
And biological warfare.
Biological warfare is just, God. If you're using something to hurt another person like that has to be
over a girl,
exactly.
Which is like, bro, how unhinged are you?
My God. Maybe he didn't think, it won't be that bad. It might give him like boobs or whatever.
It's a power trip. That's just the thing. He wanted to seem like he was the bigger man, but he ended up being. It backfired, and now he looks like an unhinged bitch. You know.
And no one's gonna work with him.
No, yeah, I'm rightfully so.
Or
no one
if they
should
do, he should not support them.
Yeah, they were in a hardcore band, so it's like I really hope that the hardcore scene looks at it and be like, yeah, we don't want to work with you. We're afraid you're gonna fuck up with our shit.
Unfortunately, sometimes, the hardcore scene still defends, people like that. So.
Yeah, that's why a lot of stuff happens in the scene. As much as I do like the scene as well, but at the same time, I'm like, there are there are still a lot of problematic figures in the hardcore scene that continue to have, a career out of this.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yet they're bitching about the drama, and it's like, well, you should out the ones who are ruining it for everyone else. But it's whatever,
Oh yeah, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? But you know what? That was pretty much all for metal news. And now I just want to bring up another segment called "New Guest Who This."
New Guest Who This? Woo! Because we were actually planning on talking about some of that.
The hardcore community especially. It's insane. So
how
much
can this
happened.
nightmare be my life? shout out Fixed Altitude, the worst band that's ever been created.
Never heard of them until now.
Oh, dude, it's a whole Twitter thing, and I feel totally justified in talking shit about them because they literally, allegedly, they did a police report on a band because they were talking shit about them, like being abuse, like apologists and shit. And I'm like, oh wow, quadruple L's everywhere. I love it.
That's a first.
Quadruple L's, baby. Not like the show. Welcome. I had the camera rolling.
That was a good segue.
This whole time.
I like that. That was a great segue.
I'm in there.
But seriously, guys, welcome to this stupid shit. It's called New Guest Who Dis.
Thanks for having us.
You know it. You love it. It is the part where we interview fine Chicago local bands. So far, it's just been Chicago, maybe.
And who do we have here, Mike? I'm putting you on the spot this time.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm going to go ahead and remind you, Eli, of what happened last time.
Oh.
Do you remember? ABSCISSOR? ABSCISSOR? Which one is it, boys? ABSCISSOR. Okay,
ABSCISSOR.
See, I got it right. I got it right in the pick
Nailed
of the
it.
week.
So proud of you.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. How about some golf claps from me?
Yeah,
I'm trying to do a blast beat best I can.
Yeah, we always have to tag full ABSCISSOR band because I think people still use the machine. And
the videos are still getting used to this day. The video count,
Wait.
I've checked it.
Is
the
that
view count on
real?
those videos still goes
Oh, it's
up.
real, yeah.
No, that is a workout machine. I
don't know if it was in the 90s or early 2000s, but yeah, people really love that thing. Like the people who have it, they cult following. So
they just dust it off. They're like, I'm never getting rid of you. You've been through 3 girlfriends.
It's just like my family with the total gym.
Yeah.
they probably get excited when they see us post and they're like, no, it's just some shitty band. God damn it.
Yeah.
I thought someone else got. I thought they had a new new model or something.
They're not shredded. What is he?
We need
Not
to
a single one of them.
Yeah.
We need to blend both things together, and people need to do that in the pit as just the moves during all the breakdowns.
Yeah.
You know what?
How
I'm
hard
gonna
do you
start
think it
doing
would
that
be?
now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be completely
How
frank
hard
with
do you
you,
think it
Eli.
would be?
That's bordering on a Monomarth throw in the boat behavior, and I don't know if I can back that, bro. I might be the outlier in that.
Boo.
Oh, that's
Then-
fair.
Not to mention, there's people who do push-ups in the pit, so I'm gonna be the first guy to do sit-ups in the middle of
Sit-ups.
I would respect that
That
more.
was so dangerous.
I would respect that more because we need to. The core is the foundation of all gains. So you're on the right track.
Can't do blast beats without core strength.
Thank you, ABSCISSOR, for sponsoring this interview.
Speaking of
Oh,
core
yeah,
strength,
absolutely.
Oh yeah, we sponsor him, but we ain't got no money, dog. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm like, we didn't pay anything, right?
speaking of core strength, you guys, as of right now, just released a pre-order. Right?
Just released a pre-order. What is this, Winter Sun?
You know, it's funny. I was thinking they're both like, no, it's funny because in a very strange fashion, this is the first thing out of the Shreddy Bois episode that we are doing. This is before the episode's recorded. We haven't even done the riff challenge at this point. And this is airing towards the end of the month. So you guys,
that's lit though.
You guys just released your new album. Technically, if you want to be technical. Technical.
Yeah.
In the time warp of everything, the album is out, and dude, like I've got Led Zeppelin hitting me up, dude. I've got fucking James Hetfield in my DMs looking for tone, even though I literally just copied his tone. So it's like, bro, we're going crazy right now.
You're beating people off with a stick. That's how popular this album is.
Hell, I'm just beating people off, honestly.
You've already released 3 music videos, right?
Oh yeah. The one with the strippers in it, that was crazy, unexpected.
Wow.
Yeah, we actually just got the
apologize
notification
for
that got X'd out in Poland. We know all of our Polish fans can't watch that video anymore, unfortunately.
So this is doubling as an apology video. We apologize.
How about?
But also, I'm gonna be the one band member that's disingenuous. I don't apologize at all.
Yeah.
Facts.
How about that endorsement you just got for exercise equipment? That's pretty impressive.
Oh yeah. The ABSCISSOR actually decided to get into our DMs, and now ABSCISSOR is partnering with ABSCISSOR, and I plan on being on the machine
together.
on stage while playing guitar. It'll be good. It'll be really good.
And for anyone who pre-ordered, you will be getting the ABSCISSOR tape with your package. If you fucking pirate that shit, though, I'm suing you. So, and I don't have any money, so I'm willing to just go all out.
Oh man, we're in the age of pirating too, so we're in trouble.
Yeah, we are. We haven't even hit the golden age. We don't have space pirate ships yet. So we haven't even hit the golden age yet.
We don't even have hovercrafts yet.
Soon.
I'm upset about that. Anyway, yeah, we have ABSCISSOR on. They have a new album out. What is the new album called?
It's called Metanoia.
Metanoia.
Metanoia? I think I heard
All right. Fantastic. Tell us about it, boys. Anybody?
All right, Bryson, you're the root, so you have to start. You're the root of all this. We will add on.
Guys, I didn't prepare.
You lived your whole life.
This is an album that has been written for 13 years, and just lots of members, and time and things have happened, and so finally this lineup didn't become a thing until like 2015. We played a lot of shows, actually. We went on a tour, came back, and as usual, everyone's favorite story is we couldn't find a drummer, so we decided to call it quits because my boys were coming from Joliet to Chicago every night for a long while, and I was just like, why are we doing this still? So we decided to get back together. Was it last year or was it a year and a half ago?
It was about a year and a half, yeah, because the whole process for recording everything was basically a year, right, Eli? That sounds about right for the time frame, like recording everything.
It was pretty much about a year, and then after that, it only took maybe 2 months, 3 months to get the mastering done, and then we started talking to These Hands Melt to start doing this release.
Workhorse.
Yeah, ask you about that for a second, if you don't mind. I'm sorry to interject.
No, go
I've
for
seen
it.
some bands that will work with like a. Would you say it is a label? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
okay.
yeah.
It is a label. Now, some of these labels, they're not like obviously bigger labels and whatnot. Do they help mostly with like distribution, or do they have partners that they work with in terms of like merchandise? Or
it's it's all of the above. It's pretty much the same thing as any other major label would, except for the roster size is smaller. But with that, I mean, the team that we've been working with has been fantastic. They put their time into everything. It's great, because everybody thinks you have to be signed to like Metal Blade and all these other things, but it's really just about working with people and creating a relationship with people. So even if the label's a little smaller, it's all about the quality that they're putting out.
I've always been curious because obviously with the one you just mentioned, there are tons of like little smaller labels, and I was just you always hear about one of your friends' bands that gets signed to one of these labels, and I'm like, that's curious. I've always wondered if it actually helps. It kind of sounds like it does and is. So
Yeah,
that's good.
I think it's helping us a lot because we are kind of unknown. We have a couple friends that were thankfully waiting for us to come back, and that's awesome. But otherwise, very unknown and still drummerless at the moment. So, hoping to
Hit us
get on
up,
stage.
please. Please play with us. We are so much fun.
Yeah.
We have a good time.
Yeah. So, hoping to get on stage, but at the moment, no prospects. So they are really helping a lot when it comes to pushing and helping us get this to, people who might not have heard about it otherwise. So, yeah.
Okay, so I guess that could be my follow-up question. Did you guys use a session drummer for the album, or did you guys
use R2D2?
R2D2. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm R2D2, and Eli made it sound better.
Yeah, we got R2D2 and C3PO over here coagulating this shit. And I will say it's been quite fantastic. And now that we've confirmed it, I can say one of the biggest compliments that we've gotten, and I think we get it consistently, is that people always think it's a real drummer. But no, this dude, okay, relative to the screens, this dude all the way on the end slaved over that shit. Yeah. Even Morrow, when we said it to him and like we got everything together and we started talking to group chat, he's like, I cannot believe what? How is these not real drums? So yeah, very proud, especially because based off of what the original drums were, it had like a perfect balance. The original drumming was a lot looser because our drummer approached things metal technique, but like a jazz approach, if that makes sense. Like he had metal technique all day, but it's just he flowed fucking things jazz. A lot differently. Yeah, and which is so essential to what we do too. We're like we are those kind of prog guys. Like we are like listening to Weather Report and like doing cringe shit like that. But we love it. And it's good, but now like with the direction we've gone now, we need a much more of a direct approach, I think, depending on the old one. Plus the old drummer is just not like that's just old news, So we're just brand new beginnings,
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was gonna say that's why it didn't even like cross my mind. It sounds very good.
I appreciate that.
Superior.
I make. No, it's Perfect Drums from Naughty Seal Audio. I've been working with that for a handful of years, and it's just basically not anything spectacular. I would say probably Superior's a little bit more versatile, but it's just what I've been working with. But I did spend a lot of time trying to balance because on this album you get songs that are more progressive metal, death metal approach that are heavy. Then there's a lot of songs too that are more post metal and very ambient and more sludgy driven. So the kind of span that I had to take with making the drums was filling out the overheads as much as possible to make sure those sounded like you were sitting in a room with the kit. And from there, every song had some kind of a different effects chain that I was working with because I was like, oh, this is going to service this song better and, the other way around. So it took some time, but I'm happy with the production and the stuff we got to do together. So it was all done in-house, and that was very fun.
Is this your first offering? Like, is this album going to be the first thing that you guys release? Because I tried looking for some stuff on some streaming services, and the only thing I could find was the single Fading from Memory.
Yeah, this is the first thing.
That's incredible.
13
it sounds really good for being the first goddamn thing that you guys like release officially.
Thank you.
Yeah. There's a really old demo on Bandcamp that sounds really bad, so don't find that. But
I'm gonna find it.
I'll look for it.
You
shouldn't said anything.
I mean, I don't know. It holds up. When I originally met Bryson, because we met each other, we had a mutual friend that was playing a show, and Bryson's band was on there with the old lineup. I met Bryson, and God, I kind of lost my train of thought. Okay. Basically, what I'm getting to is best one,
amazing breakfast,
frozen strawberry milkshake in the freezer. Lil Uzi was right. Lil Uzi was completely right on that. Okay. What I was saying. About the demo. That's what I meant to say. The whole thing with the demo was, I will say, even for that being like a super primitive demo compared to like what we have now, when you hear the real version of Break the Cycle, it entranced me completely. Because where I was at musically, I've basically just become a person who plays heavy music but doesn't listen to it. Mm-hmm. That was in a period where I was kind of going out of the heavy music, but it got me right back in. It made me want to listen to that genre of music more again. So yeah, no, I will say it's so crazy to see how everything's transformed from those primitive beginnings to now, especially after all the work we put in over those last 2 years. Like it's really crazy to see.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, geez, this is a pretty great story already, you know. And so, where are you guys at with all this? Then, obviously, as time goes,
as time is going on,
as time too is going.
All right, you know what? You brought up time. I'm pretty sure, Eli, you saw me post like a meme on the Winter Sun comment section. He made me a top fan. I was made a top fan now because of that.
So funny.
Oh my god!
Even on
so
the Instagram, he's like, "It's been a crazy 6 months. Crazy 6 months. More like 12 years. 18 if you've been waiting since 2006, my guy."
It's so
yeah, 2011. It's fucked up.
I never thought in 2024 we'd have like a power metal like lol cow, but here we are. It's a beautiful thing. I love it.
No, and you know, and if you look at the Indiegogo, what's it called? Price in order for you to get the pre-order, it's 50.
Oh my God.
It's like $60, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding?
It's EA Sports, man.
It's
EA
video
Yeah,
games.
what kind
The game.
Yeah, what kind of power? What kind of fucking DLC is that? This shit sucks, man. Like, it's like, and this is coming from someone who plays Destiny, dude. I know about overpaying for bullshit.
No.
Okay? No, we're not talking about that shit. No, I'm literally cutting down till next expansion, bro. We need no. But Winter Sun and Destiny 2 are basically the same thing. So
Yeah, I learned my lesson very early. I think it was the Forsaken. What was it? The Forsaken King or something.
Oh, it's.
We're back from new guest Who Dis, and we had the fantastic boys
An ABSCISSOR.
Scissor.
ABSCISSOR.
The wonderful exercise device that you could buy right now on Temu.
Yeah, sponsor us, ABSCISSOR.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get shredded for summer because the core is the foundation of everything.
The core is exactly.
Yeah, exactly. But no, these guys were pretty fucking dope. You know, we had a whole lot of laughs. You know, it was just funny. Like,
Yeah,
we just kept going. I was throwing shots at Yari as well, and just
oh man, it was like just all over the place. It was
all over the place, but it was but in a good way, I would say. You know,
it's very rare that like I feel like an interview is totally effortless. Does that make sense?
Right. You know, there's some that's like you still got to work your way around it. You know,
some people both are timid at the beginning. You kind of have to lower their walls.
I'm timid at times.
Well, you know, I've not to pull rank on you or anything, Brian, but I've been doing this for so goddamn long. Like with Coffee Time, you know, Coffee Time was.
Watch out, we got a professional here.
I am by no means a professional, but Coffee Time I was by myself. And I was talking usually to one other person. So it's like you have to break down the walls and
Let me touch you.
You know, and sometimes that's harder than other times for sure. But, you know, this was literally everyone was ready to play, you know?
Yeah,
which was great.
And it played out pretty well. Oh, man.
To cap off on that, guys, right now, as this episode drops, their brand new album is out. You can check it out. So go to their all of their social media pages. I'm sure they've posted about it a bunch of times.
And I also posted about it. So if I say listen to it because it's fucking good, then you listen to it because I'm the guy who listened to 30 albums at the end of last year.
Yeah, this man.
And I'm gonna do 40 this year.
Work.
I'm gonna destroy my mental psyche at the end.
You're just gonna be in a jacket, just like
my number one pick is, and my.
Oh man,
man.
check it out. They have it. You know, go listen to it on all of the streaming services.
Do it now.
Or support the boys. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a Bandcamp link or something. You know?
Yeah, and if you know a drummer who's looking to drum in a band, hit them up. They're looking for a drummer.
They're looking for a drummer. They want to
Don't go to college. Don't quit getting a college degree. We need drummers.
Drummers, we know you're already in 5 other bands. You have to get a 6th.
You have to get a 6th one. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, enough. Laughs and smiles. I think it's time we cap off the episode with a
that's
very.
such a bad way.
I know.
No. All right, happiness over.
Happiness over. Nah, well, okay. Look, we had a lot of laughs, at the beginning and then during the interview. But right now, something very tragic has happened. I mean, I don't know if you guys can tell from all the figures, but it's actually gonna be a week. Tomorrow, Thursday. After recording this, but Thursday night. I believe. You know what? I'm gonna check the date because I'm like. So March 7th, around like 9 or 10 p.m. we got the very tragic news of Kira Toriyama's passing.
Beloved.
A very beloved,
artist,
exactly,
illustrator,
who made one of the most iconic of anime of all time, and honestly has a massive influence over other anime. Pretty much, I mean, he was like a godfather, and when I heard the news, I was in huge disbelief because 10 years ago, actually, or I would say like less than 10 years ago, there was a bit of a scandal going on with this. People make scandals all the time, they'll try to be like, Toriyama's dead, and I thought it was true, but then it was fake. When I opened Facebook, my buddy Crap Shoes, shout out to you, Crap Shoes, he posted the letter that from his company confirming that he did pass away, and I was just like, there is no fucking way this happened. And I just keep scrolling on Facebook, Twitter. I don't have Twitter, but Instagram, everywhere. The whole world was shaken by the loss of this, of this man.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, you had a massive impact on the world if everyone is just, mourning, especially people you've never met, come on the internet and start talking about how you've impacted their lives.
Well,
especially with an anime too.
He created not only obviously a fantastic body of work, but he basically, for many American artists, there was Dragon Ball Z, that was their first anime, and there's a very short list of anime, we got some of it, but there was one that was more accessible than if you were just like, what is this? Everyone, you don't even have to be a weeb. Yeah,
it's like everyone, the jock community, nerds,
the Latino
community, and that's the thing. Both the Black and Latino community were the most were heartbroken from the news of this, but everyone, it doesn't matter what background you come from, everyone knew who what Dragon Ball Z was. Everyone knew who Goku was, whether you liked it or hated it. That's how impactful the anime was. Everyone in the whole world just knows the anime.
Yeah, man, it was definitely a shock, and it's just crazy because there's still so much that has not been animated. There's so much work that he had that has not been done. And
he was actually in the middle of working a lot with a lot of enthusiasm, according to the letter. And I'm like, damn, there's still more Dragon Ball Super stuff to come as well. I mean, we're getting a new series where they're all kids, which I'm probably going to watch,
I will be transparent, when Super happened, I was very mixed about it. I was mixed about, the Super Saiyan Blue design. And
I was hyped before I knew about the Super Saiyan Blue. I mean, I am critical of the design, Super Saiyan Red and Blue. That was just one thing. But the best one, in my opinion, has to be
GT. Yeah.
But I will say the best thing that Toriyama did, I mean, it's obviously on my shirt, but he made this wonderful character right here canon. Same thing with Gogeta, but not Super Saiyan 4. It's this version. But still, this is actually one of my all-time favorite characters. A lot of people would expect it to be Goku or Vegeta, but I'm like, nope, Broly is the boy.
So, we got essentially two iterations. The first one, obviously not canon, but everyone loved Broly and treated him like he was canon, I think it was in the American version when he first showed up, he transforms, and it's like every little kid was like, oh my god. And then it was I think I forgot what Pantera song would play. It was just like, Kakarot!
Yeah, and I mean, I was introduced to him from Budokai 3.
Yeah,
as well. He was in Budokai 3.
Dude, the Budokai games.
Yeah, and that's just the thing, dude. Like, there were so many amazing games brought to brought to us from our childhood thanks to Toriyama, dude. Like,
Dragon Quests, all the Dragon
Quest
games,
as well. He was behind it as well. Or what? Well, I wouldn't say, was it fully him? I think it was him and someone else.
It was his animation for sure. I don't know if he actually made the
I think
games.
it might have been his animation. But the thing is, like, and especially you had the creators of Naruto and One Piece giving out their heartfelt, tribute to him. And honestly, like, it's crazy because a lot of people say, oh, well, that's way better than Dragon Ball. But I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. Like, we know, like, the writing in Dragon Ball is more like, it's a little more upbeat, but it still teaches everyone that never to give up no matter what obstacle you're facing. I mean, there's always going to be like tougher enemies out there, and like Goku's always doing his best to get strong. But the thing about like the other two animes I mentioned, like, though they may, be better in writing, they still, said, well, I wouldn't be here had it not been for, I mean, here's the thing.
You can argue that Naruto is not better writing than Dragon. There's moments where Naruto really drops the ball,
but that's just the thing. Like, when it comes to like certain story elements or having more like an emotional impact, maybe Naruto has that. But the thing is, what I'm trying to say is, though, despite the new ones, like learning and how to make it better than what the original or the OG did, they still paid homage to Toriyama, saying like, I wouldn't be here had it not been for you. And they spent most of their lives reading the Dragon Ball manga. Like, they got their inspiration from him.
Character designs,
everything. I mean, Naruto has blonde hair, has an orange jumpsuit. If that isn't a Dragon Ball influence,
exactly.
It's like, that says a lot. I mean, it's true though. Like, the same, like, I mean, not the same color scheme, but I mean, even
he's the only one with that color scheme.
Yeah, he's the only one with that color scheme. The red chakra, Kaioken.
Yeah.
That's just the thing, and it, it's honestly just. I mean, I'm still going through the motions of it. I mean, a lot of YouTubers came. Like, they made videos and they were just expressing, their thoughts on it. It's very sad. I mean, and he died from I'm gonna put the name here because it's complicated to pronounce, but apparently it's when there's a buildup of blood between your skull and the upper layer of your brain, kind of like a blood clot that just keeps forming. It starts like crushing it, and then it causes like headaches, you to be sick, and
like an aneurysm or something?
Sort of like that. Apparently you get it from a head injury. Not sure what type of head injury he got, but it started building up, and then that's what ended up doing him. But yeah, I mean, he was only 68 years old. I mean, 68 is not that old if you really think about it.
No, I mean, he had a lot of life still.
Yeah, a lot of life and enthusiasm for, at his age. And it's just, it's insane, man. Because, I mean, 10 years ago, and I actually should have brought the damn DVD box, but about 10 years ago, I was actually, like, close to finishing my first year of college, and I was just like, man, I don't know what to do for the time being. Maybe I should rewatch Dragon Ball, for the first time since I was a kid, because I haven't watched it at the time since I was 10, so I was 19. I bought the DVD set, and it just reminded me how amazing my childhood was had it not been for Akira Toriyama, It's just like, man, damn, dude.
I remember he was my introduction. I'd be like, oh my god, what is this? Toonami?
Yeah, like, and even or like going
like Ghost in the Shell, Rurouni Kenshin. You had Inuyasha and Full Metal Alchemist, but the one that like started it all for me was Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, like Dragon Ball was the first for me, and then it was Yu-Gi-Oh afterwards, because I also want to pay tribute to Kazuki Takahashi, who passed almost 2 years ago too. But it's crazy. We live in a world where the creator of Dragon Ball and the guy who made Yu-Gi-Oh are no longer here, and it's honestly just pretty damn sad. Like, I was in tears the moment I read that letter. I was like, there is no fucking way this is real.
So many memories. Like, I remember where I was when Goku turned Super Saiyan for the first time. I remember like. This is a fantastic memory. I remember me and all of the kids from the neighborhood, we were running home because Frieza's back, and he went to Earth, and this mysterious character named Trunks is keeping Frieza at bay, and he turns Super Saiyan. You're like, what? You're like, oh my god, there's only ever been one Super Saiyan, you know?
I mean, yeah, that was a big shocker. Then you had, King Cold, but I mean, shit, like a lot of me and my buddies were gathering around at the time when the tournament of Power Arc for Super was going on, and Goku was awakening Ultra Instinct multiple times, and despite Super had its flaws.
Oh yeah,
but I'm still gonna admit that the level of suspense that we had when we thought he was gonna get eliminated, and then just his instinct just came, the UI just ends up activating. Like, we're all just like, there is no fucking way, and we're like, that's just.
I remember Super Saiyan 3, man, just like I just being like. And this is Super Saiyan 2. And Bobby's like, my, what a useless transformation.
You changed your hair color.
What a stupid transformation. And then he's like, and that whole transformation, I think it was literally like 5 minutes long of him just
It was 5 minutes long. That's also the ongoing meme for Dragon Ball Z. Last time on Dragon Ball Z.
You're my only son.
Oh, dude. Majin Vegeta was my favorite.
And I never held you.
I will say the Boo saga was a bit flawed as well. It had its hiccups.
It definitely.
Boo saga had a lot of hiccups. Cell was peak, obviously, but.
I will say, like, obviously Cell's Form 1 was so goddamn scary. It was like this. Like bug, there's towns.
I'm looking for Android 17 and 18 to complete my perfect form.
Piccolo.
Put on the. You want to know what scene stuck out to me with Cell in his first form? When he ends up absorbing the rich dude. I think we talked about this before.
I'll give you anything.
He lets him go and then
sticks
him with his tail. But not only that, you see him literally wither, and then his eyes get sucked in, and it's just like he like as his eyes are getting sucked in, he's withering. His hands are. I'm just like, holy fucking shit! I was like, man, that scene was brutal. Like,
it was so scary.
I love, and that's like that's one of the reasons why I love Cell was just fucking cold. Because at the time he's like, all right, I got my perfect form, but I want everyone to roll up and see who can, beat the crap out of me before I kill everyone, But
see, there was a couple times like that with Majin Buu, like when he is on top of what's his name?
The Lookout, and he does the genocide.
Yes.
That was also
genocide blast.
That was pretty cool.
He's just raining death.
Because he's like, oh yeah, well, you're gonna have to kill everyone before you can come back and face the strongest warrior. All right, say less.
Yeah. Or is it what at one part too? He turns like tons of people into candy.
Oh yeah, that's he turns the main cast into freaking candy. He literally eats everyone.
It's like
technically, quote unquote, he killed everyone and destroyed the earth when he turned kid form. Everyone died.
And the freaking stakes, like you see Chi-Chi and Bulma, they're ghosts. Like, and they're dead.
And then you have Deborah being girly.
Oh, I'm so happy.
It's so funny.
He's like,
honestly, I would say
free.
that's the one payoff of Boo.
Yeah.
You had the Demon King Deborah go from being a demon to like a fruity.
Oh, I'm so happy.
It's just like,
he's just so happy to be free.
I mean, he was too evil. That's like, we got to turn this guy into a wimp.
Speaking of season, or I guess not season 3, I would just say Boo Saga. The like, Go Tanks. There was moments of greatness, like, holy crap, he just turned Super Saiyan 3. But at the same time, basically cheapening it because he was defeated so easily, and just the dialogue is so juvenile. He's like, I'm gonna kick your butt,
Yeah, and see, the thing is, like I said, we're reminiscing through memory lane just to show how how much of an impact it has. I mean, there's moments where we're referencing Dragon Ball in our episodes, like that's just, you just can't miss it. But I mean, despite the anime, like I said, it's not perfect.
Yeah.
Right. Super wasn't perfect either. I have a lot of criticisms going to, especially Goku Black Arc, which I liked it, but I just hate how that ended. But we still got Dragon Ball, not in the best form. I mean, we got Broly, being canon and Super. Cell Max somehow being a thing. I was just like, Toriyama, why? But look, like I said, at the end of the day, we're still getting stuff even after his passing, and his legacy is gonna continue to live on. There's gonna be kids from future generations that are gonna be watching it for the first time. Obviously, they're not gonna know like how it was when he was around, but they're still gonna be like, wow, this guy like created this amazing, anime that ended up impacting and influenced, over how everyone else approached it as well.
Right.
Toriyama even designed Jotaro. I don't know if you know that.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
no.
I found out that he actually designed him. I was like, holy shit, that's fucking amazing. But
how would you introduce a new person to Dragon Ball Z? Would you go straight to Kai? Because let's be honest, dude, there is so much filler in some of those older episodes. It's like on the last
I wouldn't
episode,
say there's a lot.
There's so much.
I mean, not as much as Naruto and One Piece, and the Frieza. I mean, the Frieza. Well, yeah, you can show them Kai because Frieza is shortened in Kai. Yeah. But I would still say, because I don't like Kai too much, I would still say show Kai. The original. I mean, if you want to watch the Frieza saga speedrun it, you can just watch Kai. But for the Cell saga and even Boo, you would have to watch the original, all of it. Because, well, there wasn't too much filler with Cell, but it was the Garlic Jr. saga. That one was straight filler. That one was confirmed filler. And I was like, oh, this was cool, but I don't want to see it.
That doesn't exist.
Yeah,
honestly.
I mean, because I was just like, Garlic Jr., I remember him. He had a movie, and they tried making him.
Yeah.
That was so mid, but, I mean.
Whatever.
It's whatever. Like I said, it was. I mean, Dragon Ball has filler, but not extremely long filler.
Even Dragon Ball itself is a different show entirely, where it's goated. It's good. It's got charm. You get to see Goku before transformations, before ki blasts, I
mean, all he did was Kamehameha. Power Pole and Flying Nimbus. I'm actually going to rewatch all of that.
His greatest villain is a dude who wears a pink robe, That's like the Red Ribbon guy. And then there's Tien.
Yeah, I mean,
see Tien for the first time.
That's literally where you get introduced to everyone. Obviously, Emperor Pilaf, the Red Ribbon Army,
Piccolo,
Tien Shenhan, Piccolo as well, and then Piccolo Jr., which is the one that everyone knows and loves.
Right.
Go on. Yeah.
Dodge.
Yeah. Like honestly, like,
dude, we didn't even talk about Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
Yeah,
like something
that's
like
also
that.
another. See, and that's just the thing. Aside from
Green Man too strong.
Aside from the video games, even the GT, especially the non-canon, animes like GT, Dragon Ball Heroes, and we got Team 4-Star coming up with parodies. Parodies abridged. There's also SSJ 9000 who does them as well.
There's so much.
Is that your son up there? Yeah, I'm gonna kill it. Don't do it. I'm gonna do it. It's cooler. He's like, did somebody pick up that phone?
Yeah.
What? Because I fucking called it.
Oh my god. One of my favorite parodies, it's Flash Gets does a cartoon where Vegeta is trying to sell the rights to Dragon Ball Z to Mickey Mouse. You remember that?
I remember that too.
That's so good.
Yeah, I mean, and aside from parodies, you even have Western cartoons doing references of Dragon Ball.
Billy and Mandy,
Kids Next Door, when he faces the I'm like, they were literally doing a mockery of the Frieza
Sonic.
saga. Sonic as well. Like I said, a lot of Western cartoons, it's like you didn't have to be an anime fan to know who Goku was or the reference. It's like everyone's like, oh, Dragon Ball. Literally.
Dude, in the last 3 or 4 parades for the Macy's Thanksgiving parade, Goku Super Saiyan Blue is a float. They've had Goku the last 4 years.
Even when he passed away, you had all of the news outlets talking, it made it to the news. That's how much of an impact Toriyama had on the world. And honestly, I just can't thank that man enough. He may not know it, but he literally made my childhood a great one.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I don't know what my life would have been had it not been for Dragon Ball. Because, that's just really the thing. Like, I wasn't expecting to talk about this on this episode. But then when I saw that, I'm like, I feel like I want to, like, pay homage to him. I mean, of course, I've already made posts on Facebook and everything. Because that's just the thing. This anime wasn't just something that was left in my childhood. I discovered it as a kid. And it's stuck with me to this very day. And it's going to continue that way. Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting living in a world without
him, dude. Like, I mean, I will say the next day, like the day after Friday, I couldn't listen to music. I was driving to work. I just couldn't listen to music on the way there, on the way back, because I was just processing. I'm like, is this real? Is this the reality we're living in?
We still have some stuff coming out, and
we even got a new video
game coming out. Sparkling, whatever.
I can't wait. I'm picking it up. I mean, we even had fighters becoming the dominant one, but that's.
I love fighters. A lot of people crap on it, but I'm like, I love a 2D fighter. Like, who doesn't
amazing.
love that?
Honestly, it was in the forefront for fighting game competitions. But yeah, with that being said, I mean, that's pretty much all we want to say. Like, thank you for.
That's what we got.
Yeah, like, I mean, I just want to say thank you for everything, Toriyama. You will be remembered for many generations to come, obviously, because there's just no way that anyone could not know who he is, and a lot of kids from future generations will come to know Dragon Ball, Goku, everything.
Yeah, especially with streaming services becoming so prevalent, you can watch all of those episodes on like Crunchyroll, for example.
It's gonna be accessible everywhere now. But
no doubt, but. Yeah, we just felt we needed to cover it, and
I mean, honestly, we should just do a moment. We should just end it off with a moment of silence, and remembering him.
Yeah.
So